You there. There's a shield in your hand. Block with it. If this man were your enemy, you'd be dead. Lieutenant, don't hold back. The recruits must prepare for a real fight, not a practice one.
Yes, Commander.
We've received a number of recruits. Locals from Haven and some pilgrims. None made quite the entrance you did.
At least I get everyone's attention.
That you did. I was recruited to the Inquisition in Kirkwall myself.
Oh, really?
I was there during the Mage Uprising.
Oh, yeah.
I saw firsthand the devastation it caused.
Sir.
Cassandra sought a solution. When she offered me a position, I left the Templars to join her cause. Now it seems we face something far worse.
The Conclave destroyed, a giant hole in the sky. Things aren't looking good.
Which is why we're needed. The Chantry lost control of both Templars and Mages. Now they argue over a new divine while the breach remains. The Inquisition could act when the Chantry cannot. Our followers would be part of that. There's so much we can... Forgive me. I doubt you came here for a lecture.
No, but if you have one prepared, I'd love to hear it.
Another time, perhaps.
I do get a little flirty.
There's still a lot of work ahead.
Commander, Sir Raiden has a report on our supply lines.
As I was saying.
You're kind of a force of nature, aren't you?
When I need to be.
It's impressive.
You flatter me.
I'm trying.
Did I do the right thing? What I have set in motion here could destroy everything I have revered my whole life. One day they may write about me as a traitor, a madwoman, a fool, and they may be right.
What does your faith tell you?
I believe you are innocent. I believe more is going on here than we can see. And I believe no one else cares to do anything about it. They will stand in the fire and complain that it is hot. But is this the Maker's will? I can only guess.
You don't think I'm the Herald of Andraste?
I think you were sent to help us. I hope you were. But the Maker's help takes many forms. Sometimes it's difficult to discern who it truly benefits, or how.
What's going to happen now?
Now we find allies to help us close the breach, if that is even possible. And if there are consequences to be paid for what I have done, I pay them. I only pray the price is not too high.
You didn't have any choice.
Didn't I? My trainers always said, Cassandra, you are too brash. You must think before you act. I see what must be done, and I do it. I see no point in running around in circles like a dog chasing its tail. But I misjudged you in the beginning, did I not? I thought the answer was before me, clear as day. I cannot afford to be so careless again.
It wasn't like you had no reason to suspect me.
I was determined to have someone answer for what happened. Anyone. You've said you believe you're chosen. Does that mean you believe in the Maker?
I can't really say.
I suppose it doesn't matter now. I have to believe we were put on this path for a reason, even if you do not. Now it simply remains to see where it leads us. It occurs to me I don't actually know much.
What do you want to know?
I'm not sure. Where are you from?
I was born in Ostwick, and that's where most of my family is.
The Trevellians, is it not? A large clan with a rather clever coat of arms. Tell me, do you consider the Free Marches your home? Are you eager to go back?
I might, once this is done.
It will not be the same once you do.
I'd like to get to know you better.
You would?
Is that a problem?
Not entirely. I'm just curious as to your motivation.
Is there any harm in us becoming a little closer?
Plenty.
Oh,
Is that right?
damn it.
As you wish. My name is Cassandra Pentecost, daughter of the Royal House of Navarra, 78th in line for the Navarran throne.
Oh,
I
damn.
joined the Seekers of Truth as a young woman, and was with the Order until they withdrew from the Chantry. I remained as the Divine's right hand, carrying out her order to form the Inquisition. And here we are. That's all there is to know, my lord.
You're a member of Navarra's royal family.
The Pentecosts are a very large clan. Half of Cumberland could say the same.
Really?
No, but it feels that way. I have hundreds of relatives so distant they need charts to prove we're related at all. And they have them. Oh yes. The Pentecosts value their precious blood like it runs with gold.
And you joined the Seekers to get away from that?
It was a life worth getting away from. The Pentecosts are famed for dragon hunting, but few actually pursue the craft. Most are fat and lazy. They pay lip service to the Maker and care only for idle pleasures and past glories. My brother was all that kept me in Navarra. Once he was gone, so was I.
Tell me about your brother.
I would prefer not to speak of Anthony. Another time, perhaps.
You don't seem to like your homeland much.
My family polluted it for me. What little I saw of my homeland was through the bars of a gilded cage. My uncle treated me like a porcelain doll to be placed on a shelf and dusted only when necessary. Thus I did not see Navarra, the real Navarra, until much later. By then I realized I knew it not at all.
Your uncle? What about your parents?
They had the misfortune of taking the wrong side in the second attempt to overthrow King Marcus. The king executed them, but spared my brother and I since we were family and children at the time. Thus we were raised by my uncle, a mortalitasi who preferred the company of his corpses to the living.
Your uncle was a mortalitasi?
A death mage. He still is. My countrymen do not burn the dead, they bury them in special crypts. The mortalitasi supervise the crypts, like priests. Uncle Vestalis oversees the grand necropolis. Navarrans spend more time honoring dead relatives than they do with living ones. It is odd to be so fascinated with death and its trappings. I will never understand it.
So you were the right hand to the Divine.
To Divine Justinia, yes. And Divine Beatrix before her, in fact. The position is normally reserved for Templars of the Knights Divine.
Unusual, huh?
You don't know the story? Thank the Maker. I will tell you if you wish, but it isn't as exciting as some drum it up to be. The short version is that I once saved the previous Divine's life. My reward was becoming her right hand.
But what does a...
What is your hand capable of? It gives, it takes, it beckons. It makes a fist. Liliana and I extended the Divine's reach beyond the Grand Cathedral. We went where she could not. After Beatrix, I was tired of the position and wanted to return to the Seekers. But Justinia convinced me to stay. Her vision for the future...
You thought you could really...
Justinia knew the war was coming. She tried to avert it, but the forces arrayed again. Sometimes you have to break a bone so it can be reset. It was to be the answer. A means to preserve as well. I only wish she had lived to see it.
So what's the story about...
Sweet Andraste. It was, what, 18, 20 years ago? Some still discuss. The tale gets bigger each time it's told. I barely recognize myself within it now.
I'm sure you're just being modest.
I was there. I think I know what happened. To hear others tell it, I alone saved Divine Beatrix from a horde of dragons sent to assault the Grand Cathedral.
Damn.
Rather impressive for such a young seeker, wouldn't you say?
And the truth is?
I stumbled upon a conspiracy to kill Beatrix. A Templar Knight Commander was at its heart, and there was a dragon battle at the Grand Cathedral, but I had help from loyal mages who rallied to the cause. They freed the dragons from magical control. Without them, the Divine and I would both have died. Yet I became the right hand, and they are forgotten.
What happened?
They went back to their circles, with rewards and many of them died at the Conclave.
You're delightful. You know that?
No, I do not know that. I object. There is nothing delightful about me.
I beg to differ.
I think I preferred you in the stocks.
I'll let you get back to work.
Yeah, nice to get to know her a bit. I do the same with Cullen.
Yes? I'd like to know more about the Templars.
If you need
I'm gonna actually
insight
skip through
into
these
what
conversations a
you're
little bit more.
doing now, I'm
I'll
afraid
skim
I
through
can't offer more. Anything else, I will answer as best I can.
Did the Templars do anything?
Templars protect against the dangers of magic. Before the Order left the Chantry, they were also tasked with tracking apostates or fighting demons inevitably summoned by the weak or malicious.
What do...
I've seen the suffering magic can inflict. I've treated mages with distrust because of it. That was unworthy of me. Not that I want mages. We need safeguards in place to protect people, including mages, from possession, at least.
Do Templars take vows? I swear to the Maker to watch all the mages.
There's a vigil first. You're meant to be at peace during that time. When it's over, you give yourself to a life of service. As Templars, we are not to seek wealth or acknowledgement.
You've lived in the Circle.
Typical. The last time I was in a circle was right before it fell apart.
Before...
Certain rituals require a full guard. A mage's harrowing, for instance. Most of the time, you merely maintain a presence, on patrol or in... Mages pretend to ignore that presence, but they're watching you just as closely.
Do Templars...
Some do, but Templars are supposed to maintain a certain... If a mage is possessed or uses blood magic, you must act quickly. Of course, ignoring one another does nothing to foster understanding.
Why did you...
I could think of no better calling than to protect those in need. I used to beg the Templar. At first, they merely humored me. I must have shown promise, or at least... The Knight Captain spoke to my parents on my behalf. I was 13 when I left home.
13.
I wasn't the youngest there. Some children are promised to... Still, I didn't take on full responsibilities until I was 18. The Order sees you trained and educated.
What about your family?
Of course, but there were many my age who felt the same. We learned to look out for one another.
What does Templar...
There is weapon and combat training, even without their ability. Initiates must also memorize portions of the Chant of Light, study history, and improve their mental focus. I wanted to learn everything.
You were a model.
Watch, I admit, my mind...
That's...
Another... Was there something you needed?
I should get to know you better. We're working...
What would you like?
All right.
The fuck did I just open?
I grew up in Ferelden, near Homburg. I was transferred to Kirkwall shortly after the Blight. This is the first I've returned in almost 10 years.
Varric's from Kirkwall.
I knew he was friends with the champion of Kirkwall. We've spoken more since I joined the Inquisition. Largely, apparently I spend too much time with a serious expression on my face, and it's bad for my health.
You haven't seen Ferelden in 10 years.
I was not sorry to leave at the time. I did not expect. Now, between the Divine's murder and the breach, I've arrived to find nothing but chaos.
You were in Ferelden during the Blight.
No, I was stationed at Ferelden's Circle Tower. The
Oh.
Circle had troubles of its own.
Was he there? Do I not remember him from Origins?
What happened at the Circle Tower?
You who survived the Blight have fond memories of that time.
What was Kirkwall like?
While I was there, Canary occupied and then attacked the city. The Viscount's relations between mages and Templars fell apart. The apostate blew up the Chantry, and the Knight Commander went mad. Other than that, it was fine.
What happened between
You were at the Conclave. You must have heard people speak.
Yes, but you...
There was tension, but there was fighting in the streets. Abominations began killing.
You opposed her.
I stood with the champion against her, in the end. I should have seen through Meredith sooner. Should you? Was there something you needed?
Why would Templars break away?
The Order believes the Chantry no longer supports their efforts. Not to the extent they should. In that time, I may disagree with the Order's actions, but I'm here.
Is there...
The Lord Seeker's actions are a mystery, but the Templars will aid us. They cannot sit idle while the breach remains.
What do you think?
Who do you mean?
What do you think of...
We have little, but I enjoy working with them.
How do you like...
The Inquisition would not... I may not always agree with them. Cassandra may have declared the Inquisition.
Are you satisfied?
Some Templars have joined up.
I should...
Alright.
Greetings.
I have some more...
Why am I not surprised?
Tell me about...
I would prefer...
Alright. Oh shit, didn't mean to do that.
Yes?
Can you...
The Seekers of Truth were born from the original Inquisition long ago, when it united with the Chantry. Seekers stood above the Templars, watching over them but also investigating magical events they couldn't handle. We were meant to be incorruptible, above reproach.
But what...
Those who know any... We do not... We disciplined the Templars and were accountable only to the Divine. And not even her.
So nobody ever watched...
It was the Divine's duty. But she could only do so much when the truth... The Templars have... That... If you don't see a problem, it doesn't exist.
Do you think that...
Possibly. They were... In my heart, I believe they could...
You mentioned that Seekers...
Entirely. A Templar's abilities come from Lyria. Ours come from ritual, and many... We cannot be possessed by demons and are immune to mind... Seekers can gain other gifts, though that depends on the individual.
What kind of...
I can set the lyrium within a person's blood aflame.
Ooh.
Both mage... Some Seekers use it to interrogate. Others... Once there was a Seeker who could use it to kill. That particular gift is considered rare.
Why did your order...
We originally united with the Chantry through a treaty that stated they would keep Mage... It was felt Most Holy had tacitly allowed the Circle of Magi to vote on its independence. The Seekers saw themselves as justified, and they led the Templars into a war of righteousness. We knew what was happening at Kirkwall. We looked into reports of Knight Commander Meredith's harsh treatment, but we found so many shocking cases of magical corruption, it was decided her action. If we'd been there when it happened, if we'd looked harder at the root causes...
You seem to care a great deal about it.
Too much. When faced with a problem, the Seekers would close ranks and crush it. We would find an answer, but only once we felt we weren't. The moment the mages voted for independence, our response was predictable. It was difficult to watch.
How does someone be...
Most Seekers begin training in their youth. I was much older. We train rigorously for years. Our bodies and minds must be elastic to undergo...
Is the vigil...
It is the right every Seeker... A food, we empty ourselves, and the moment it finally ends, it's wonderful. Faith realized. I cannot put it...
I wish I could...
If the vigil was not so arduous, I'd say, what if... I'm told it is impossible, however.
Alright, let's move on from the talking. We did enough talking.
When there was no sky maker, you were the sky. When there was no...
I don't realize I can talk so much. There's a lot of people to talk to. We have Varric, I believe I have Solus on the other side. Who's over here?
You dislike the Templars, sister?
No,
Oh, Liliana's over here.
I
Wait,
know their purpose.
we haven't seen Liliana in a minute.
Blessed are the peacekeepers, the champions. Blessed are the righteous, the lights in the shadow. In their blood, the Maker's will is... Is that what you want from us? Blood? Is death your only blessing? You speak for Andraste, no? What does the Maker's prophet have to say about all of this?
How is this a...
Do you see the sky? What about the temple ruins? Even if you didn't... So many innocent lives. If the Maker willed this, what is it if not a game or a cruel joke?
I speak for no one but myself, and I have no answers for you.
Then we can only guess at... The Chantry teaches that the Maker abandoned us. He demands it all. Justinia gave him everything she had, and he let her die.
I'm sorry.
Not just me. All of us. If the Maker doesn't intervene to save the... I used to believe I was chosen. I thought I was fulfilling his purpose for me. But now she's dead. It was all for nothing. Serving the Maker meant nothing.
Maybe you have another purpose.
No, this is my burden. It was a moment of... Come.
It's good you've returned. We heard of your encounter.
You heard?
My agents in the city sent word ahead, of course.
It's a shame the Templars have abandoned their senses, as well as the capital.
At least we know how to approach the mages and Templars now.
Do we? Lord Seeker Lucius is not the man I remember.
True, he has taken the orders somewhere, but to do what? My reports have been very odd.
We must look into it. I'm certain not everyone in the Order will support the Lord Seeker.
Or the Herald could simply go to meet the mages in Redcliffe instead.
You think the Mage Rebellion is more united? It could be 10 times worse.
Or you could stop bickering and make a decision.
I agree.
We shouldn't discount Redcliffe. The mages may be worth the risk.
They are powerful, Ambassador, but more desperate than you realize.
So it'll be dangerous. I've been in danger since I walked out of the Fade.
If some among the rebel mages were responsible for what happened at the Conclave...
The same could be said about the Templars.
True enough. Right now, I'm not certain we have enough influence to approach the Order safely.
Then the Inquisition needs agents in more places. That's something you can help with.
In the meantime, we should consider other options.
There is one other matter. Several months ago, the Grey Wardens of Ferelden vanished.
Oh.
I sent word to those in Orlais, but they have also disappeared. Ordinarily, I wouldn't even consider the idea they're involved in all this, but the timing is curious.
That does sound odd, I agree.
The others have disregarded my suspicion, but I cannot ignore it. 2 days ago, my agents in the hinterlands heard news of a Grey Warden by the name of Blackwall. If you have the opportunity, please seek him out. Perhaps he can put my mind at ease.
And if you can't?
Then there may be more going on than we thought.
Grey Wardens. This exclamation point.
Excuse me. I've got a message for the Inquisition, but I'm having a hard time getting anyone to talk to me.
Who are you?
Cremisius Aclasi with the Bulls Chargers Mercenary Company. We mostly work out of Orlais and Navarra. We've got word of some Tevinter mercenaries gathering out on the Storm Coast. My company commander, Iron Bull, offers the information. If you'd like to see what the Bulls Chargers can do for the Inquisition, meet us there and watch us work.
What can your bull...
We're loyal, we're tough, and we don't break contracts. Ask around Val Royeaux. We've got references.
What should I know?
Iron Bull? He's one of those Canari. The He leads from the front. He pays well, and he's a lot smarter than the last bastard. Best of all, you're the first time he's gone out of his way to pick a side.
Why did your commander send it?
Iron Bull wants to work for the Inquisition. He thinks you're doing good work.
I look forward to...
We're the best you'll find. Come to this.
Alright. So Canary is leading a mercenary group. It's cool. He wants to help. At least so far as I know, he wants to help.
Make her hear my cry. Seat me by your side and I have heard. Make me one within you.
Summer the War Council. Bolt of Andraste. Oh, those are the guys from Champion of the Just. Oh, investigate the shards. Okay, so new area, investigate the shards. Fire level 15. Choosing the Templars will make it impossible to work with the mages.
Let's see what we have.
All right.
Chantry remains the red bar. 45 minutes. Nice. Am I getting like armored horses? What the fuck is happening?
Let us begin.
Alright, I set them up how I needed to. It's actually better. Oh, funny enough, I got rid of my fucking things, didn't I? Level 11. This is a staff, right? Yes, it is a staff. My head looks ridiculous, by the way. Wait, what is it over to my... How do I get out of my valuables? Oh, fuck out of don't even know. Right. I think we're going back to the hinterlands. Yeah. Yeah, I'll take her. See how she goes, you know? I think I might have to upgrade people, though. I have to go upgrade some people.